Hi, my planner people. This is Josh from My Magical Planner, and today we're going to be doing our weekly spread for the week of October 18th through the 24th. I'm going to be using this really beautiful kit from Harriet Wright Designs. This was her August, I think it was, kit that came in her subscription. I can link that video up above, and it's really, really pretty. So I'm just going to get into this and I'll meet you in the voiceover. So you ever have one of those weeks where everything doesn't go wrong, but it just doesn't go to planned? That was kind of my week this week. So I'll get into that in a little bit more detail in a minute. Here I'm putting on my day headers, and you'll see in a second how I put them all on and then decide I want to do really nice decorative headers, so I end up moving them down. This color is kind of a taupey color, and so it just looked kind of blah a little bit at the top, I felt. So I just brought them down a little bit so that I'd have that extra space to put something on top. I was measuring actually here, trying to figure out, did I have enough space for these Sadie stickers? I think these are toppers, and they're meant to go on top, but obviously there wasn't enough room there, so I end up bringing them down and having this really cute fall floral on top. But I didn't want to do it to everyone because I thought that that might be a little bit much, so I ended up doing every other one, and then I'll come back in with a different set of stickers to put in on those empty spaces. I did have to white out at the top just the line to make it so it didn't look so weird. And that's my only complaint with this Harriet Wright planner, is that you don't have any space to really decorate at the top. So it's super functional, but if you want to have any decorative elements up there, you just don't have the space for it. So the one thing I will say that I kind of messed up on this is, so I was just going by eye on it, and so my line is actually a little bit crooked, and that'll come into play in a few minutes. But overall, it looked really nice in the end. I chose the more more decorative of the two washi options that she gave us. I really liked this top of the trees kind of washi, and I thought the blue was, I really liked it, but I liked the other one better. So it was a hard choice. So anyhow, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do in my sidebar here. I know I want to have something decorative for October, and I end up using one of these half circles with an October script. The scripts are from Sadie Stickers, so I'll just lay that down, and then I offset October so that it doesn't get too blended into the flowers on the side of this. And then I really wanted to use this quote, which I thought was really, really cute. It says, "My favorite color is October," because I love fall colors. And then I'm pulling in a couple of the leaves and foiled elements that came with this kit in the subscription, and I really liked the size and the detail on them. I think they're really, really nice. I did decide to go ahead and place all of the stickers down first so that I kind of in my brain had an idea of where everything was going, because there are certain boxes that I wanted on certain days because I felt like they kind of represented that day. You'll notice I do this a lot with my spreads. I tend to pick certain pictures for certain days because they coordinate with whatever is going on that day. It's just my way of doing things. The one thing I will say about the stickers on this one is that house sticker that's on Saturday, I really, really wish that was a 2-box spread, because I think it could have been so much better. I would have rather have had a 2-box spread there than the box that I used on Thursday. Now I'm putting down just a little trim from Sadie Stickers. This gives it kind of that finishing element that I felt was missing and gives me a nice divide at the bottom. I just felt like it made it all come together a little bit more and made it seem a little bit more elegant. I did also add that on the sidebar, and I liked the overall effect. Now I'm going to go back to the top to finish in those other areas. I kind of left it at the beginning because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And then I looked over and saw these stickers from Pumpkin Paper Co. that I love. I've had them since last year and I've used a couple, but I thought I can move and put like little scenes up here at the top, and I really like the way that it turned out. The only thing that kind of I debated on is the one on top of Saturday, because her coat is more of a pink than an orange, and I thought the orange worked better, but I didn't have another scene to put there, so I went with it. And then I added in some floral elements from Sadie's stickers, as well as from Harriet's leaf stuff that she sent with the kit, and kind of, I don't know, it just all went together. Okay, here's my other big oops, and I'll fix it later, is as almost an afterthought, I thought, well, I haven't been incorporating as much Disney as I used to in my spreads. So I wanted to pull Belle in, but it really wasn't, like, it's almost forced here. And so I end up taking her back out because it really isn't a spread about her, which is what I want. So now I'm adding in my checklist at the top of every day, which I'd kind of gotten away from in the last couple of Plan With Me's. And honestly, I really need those checklists, because if they're not there, then my days do not go as smoothly and things just don't get done. Like the necessities that I need to get done in those days, sometimes I forget. And so I need those as references to go back to. All right, this is where that whole straight line thing comes into play. So I thought, oh, I'll put trim up here at the top and it'll match the bottom and it'll look really amazing. And had I been able to put those stickers in a straight line, it would have, but they were not in a straight line. So after that debacle, I decided to go ahead and put a strip of washi down the side. That's a Simply Gilded washi. I think it came in one of the kits, I'm pretty sure. And then I was like, oh, I'll put this divider below the box. And yeah, I completely change up everything I'm doing right here. I did keep the washi on the side though. So I knew what boxes I wanted to use. I just didn't know the order I wanted them in. So I put this one at the top. I think that actually looks really nice. And then I moved the pumpkin checklist up and decided to put my menu at the bottom and this other checklist in between. And then I realized I had two blue things next to each other and I wanted to switch it up a little. So I changed those places and added in one of those little splashes of color to put my dinner script on. Actually, I think I wrote it in. And as far as the habit trackers there, that top one I used for my Invisalign, which I haven't been doing the best job at making sure I put it back in after I do things, because I'll take it out for like lunch, or if I'm going to go out to lunch, with COVID and stuff, I don't want to take it out in the restaurant, so I'll take it out at home before I go out with a friend and then completely forget to put it back in. So that was my reminder. I did okay on it this week because I was going to the dentist. And the other one I have there, I put as a kid check-in, because with so many moving parts and everything, I need to be checking in with each kid individually. Well, not every day, but each one needs a day for me to check in with them. And some of them need me to check in more than once. So that's something I'm going to carry over to this next week. And now we're on to Monday and the craziness that ensued there. Emily had her first day of ADD testing. So if you haven't been through that, it's a 2-day process, at least where I live. And the people that I'm doing it through, so she'll go there and we spend an hour where I kind of talk with her about what's going on, why we want to do the testing and all of that. And then Emily will spend essentially the rest of the day with her. So yeah, we got there at 8:30 and then she wasn't done until, I have it scheduled until 1, but she actually got done around 12:30 because she was just mentally done, which I totally get. And then below this, I decided to use 2 of these little sticky note things. I had gotten these in a grab bag from Harriet Wright and I thought the colors really went. So I went ahead and used those, plus a joyfully planning little person, because I actually had a check-in with my own therapist that day. And it was so funny because they're at different offices, and so they offered to give me one of the rooms at their office so I could call into my therapist. And I was like, no, I'll just go out to the car. It's totally cool. So I just sat in my car and did it while Emily was up at the building. And then Megan had kitchen garden club after school. This is super cool, where they're growing things and then they make actually, food from what they grow. So it's really interesting and she's loving it. Then I gave myself a script down here, or at least a place down here to work on YouTube. Yeah, that totally did not happen this evening. I was exhausted by the time that we got done with the AD testing and everything there. Then on Tuesday, started with this box up in the corner, but the colors were just a little bit off. So I'll end up changing that in a minute. But I had PT in the morning here. Then I was supposed to go walking with friends, but I did not because my hip was too sore. And last week I had done my PT and then went for a 4-mile walk afterwards, and evidently that was not the smartest of decisions. They were like, you should really choose one or the other and maybe not 4 miles. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But I also had the dentist on this day. I think I ended up spending extra time at PT, having maybe an hour between, and then on my way home from PT, the dentist office called and asked me to come in early because they were running ahead of schedule, which was totally cool. But it just kind of sped up everything in that day. And then Megan, of course, had a lesson that evening for figure skating. So I took her to that. On Wednesday, I was hoping this would be a rest day. It totally didn't end up being a rest day, but I was hoping for it. I was working on paperwork and there were a lot of other little kid type stuff that I needed to get done. I needed to go grocery shopping because I hadn't gotten to that on Monday or Tuesday. So it was a good idea. Dan did have his trombone tutor though on Wednesday, and that did happen. Thursday, let's see what was going on with that. Oh, Megan was supposed to be in the school spelling bee. So she was one of the top 3 spellers in her class, and then they take the top 3 of everybody in the school and they do a spelling bee, and then I think it goes to like countywide or something. But she decided to drop out at the last minute because she had a doctor's appointment, and I think she got stressed out about missing one or the other, although the doctor's appointment was in the afternoon. So I felt like she could have done both, but it was totally her call. And you remember how I said everything didn't go wrong? It just didn't go quite as planned. Well, this next one I had put down there that I had an appointment with the GI therapist, which would have been new. Turns out that wasn't the GI therapist. That was spine pain specialist. So I went and had that appointment, and thank goodness they called the day before to remind you. Otherwise, I would have gone to the wrong appointment. Yeah, oops, but all good in the end. And then Megan had her lesson, of course, that evening. I had hoped to do some YouTube that evening, but it turned out that all the stuff that we did at the pain specialist irritated my neck enough that I had a pounding headache by the end of the day, and so nothing else occurred. Then on Friday, I again had big hopes that I would get to do a bunch of stuff, but so Thursday night, the office that is doing the ADD testing called me, and so they had an opening on Friday and asked if I wanted to fill it with Daniel because he's also on the wait list to get that done. So I went ahead and jumped on that so we could just get them both done and taken care of. And so I spent Friday up at their other office, which was in a different town, starting his ADD testing as well. I'm super excited to, after the end of this next week, I think all of the kids will have done the testing and I'll be able to say definitively if I only have 2 kids with ADD or if I have 4. I'm leaning towards the 4 from what I know, but we'll see. It's supposed to be one of the most inheritable things that you can pass on to your children. So yeah. But anyhow, we didn't have a lot going on. So I just kind of gave myself some spaces that I could put things in. We did end up going to see The Little Mermaid yesterday, which was a lot of fun. Our high school was putting it on, and the boys both had friends that were either in the tech crew or other parts of the place. So it was kind of fun to be able to go with them and see their friends do different things and be supportive of the community and everything. It was a masked event and at the high school, and it was just a lot of fun. They do some really amazing plays there. I've been really impressed. They're not the type of plays that I remember from high school. They're like, yeah, it's kind of amazing. Anyhow, then I'm going back through here and filling in some of the empty spaces with either decorative elements or boxes that I could fill in later, that kind of thing. So as that's happening, I just have a note for you guys. Let me know if you prefer this type of voiceover where I'm more talking about what's going on in the week than I'm talking about the stickers, or if you prefer me to talk about the stickers. I can do either one. I just don't know what people would prefer. So anyhow, here I am lifting up Belle. This is Undo, which if you don't have some and you're doing planning, you totally need to get it because it saves you so much. And it just makes lifting off those stickers so easy, and there's no damage to the page. It's not sticky afterwards or anything. It's kind of amazing. I don't know what's in Undo, and I don't think I want to know what's in Undo. I just know it works. Also, if you guys see a sticker up here that you don't know where it came from, feel free to ask in the comments. I'm happy to let you know that. I will also be listing all of the sticker companies that I use down below. For the most part, it's Pumpkin Paper Co., Sadie Stickers, and Harriet Wright Designs, as well as Joyfully Planning. And I will go ahead and give you guys close-ups of everything. I think that works out really well for everyone. And that's pretty much it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this planning video, and until next time, I'll see you guys real soon. Bye.